Bam, we're live. Please tell me this mic's working. Please tell me. You guys hear everything okay? I ran a couple tests ahead of time. Everything good? Good morning. Does that make Sevon a Black Panther? Oh, yes, always. I've always been a Black Panther. 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. The Open goes live. I'm hearing there's going to be, if you get on a little early, if you get on at 11:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, there'll be a little pre-roll. Oh, Big Bang. Big Bong. Good. Okay, good. Good morning. Good. Everything's working. This is the same Roadcaster I tried a couple months ago, and it didn't work. I wonder what the difference is. It makes me think that there's user error, meaning it's my fault. I updated some things, but that shouldn't have played a major role. All right. Exciting day today. Austin Hatfield will be doing the Open live at CrossFit Mayhem. What's up, Jose? Austin Hatfield will be doing the Open live against the great Roman Krennikov, Haley Adams. And then after that, we will be going live. I think Taylor Self's going to do the workout. That should be, I'm guessing, at 12:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Hopefully, we can rally JR, maybe Mr. Hiller, and then we'll see Taylor do the workout, and we'll figure out how he does after watching the best in the world do it, and see if he then can take advantage of that, learn from their mistakes. Full house over at Mayhem. I'm hearing it's like the good old days. CrossFit HQ's over there. Media team's over there. Jenna Hawk is there. Others are there. As we heard, Dave Castro's in Amsterdam. He's at an affiliate there. It's a little weird. I should have asked Dave. I wonder if Dave has ever missed an open announcement besides when was he ever fired through an open announcement? Yeah, I wonder if he's ever missed an open announcement while he worked at CrossFit. Trivia. It's all trivia. Yo!
What's up? Why is it not working?
What's up, dude?
Your AirPods on?
My AirPods aren't working. What's up?
They're not letting you use the good Mayhem studio?
Nah, dude. Somebody's in there right now.
Doing what?
HQ's in there.
That's okay. We'll have 10 times the amount of views, whatever the fuck they're doing.
I get, it's a pretty cool background.
Yeah, it is a pretty cool background. Except, you know what? I thought that was a carpet. Hey, that would be a cool carpet. I thought you were laying on the ground at first. That'd be a cool carpet. You know what I mean? Like one of those carpets that goes into some college kids' dormitory.
We might have to talk to him about that.
Yeah, the Froning carpet. You can get it at Temu for $99.99.
Temu.
Have you ever ordered anything off of Temu?
No.
Me neither. I don't know if it's because I don't trust him. Hey, is that Jonathan Ortega or Angelo DeChico? What was that thing?
One of them.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, was it?
Probably. Yeah, it's Ortega.
Oh, and where are you? You're at Mayhem? You're actually at the facility?
Yeah, I'm in one of the offices right now. Jesus.
And you can find a quiet spot. It's not like so chaotic there that you actually found a quiet spot.
Yeah, I was trying to. It's pretty chaotic out there right now.
Hey, on behalf of everyone who's interested in watching fit people compete, the fittest human beings in the world, I want to say thank you to you. The fact that you've popped up on the scene has added so much energy and so much fun. And there's a handful of you guys. We're so lucky when the new crop pops up and someone like you shows up on the scene who's got a cool story. It doesn't fit the narrative, and you're just an absolute savage. It's obvious from all the podcasts and all the interviews I've seen you do. You're giving it your all. You're dedicated to it. You're killing it, and you're completely fucking relatable. You're just a good old boy. You're so fucking cool. So thank you on behalf of everyone. I don't think you probably realize how fun it is to have someone like you in the space.
Trying to bring back the glory days.
Yeah, that's what it feels like.
I grew up on those, so, that's what I can relate to.
God, this cup sucks. I got this cup from a Pilot.
Pilot?
It's like a Love's. It's like one of those gas station stores.
Bro, you only got to go to the Bussies.
Bussies?
Bussies.
Oh, we don't have those in California.
Bucky's, Bussies, whatever you want to call it.
Oh, we don't have those. I never heard of that. A Bussies, a Bucky's.
Bucky. You never been to a Bucky's?
Nuh-uh. Is it a giant gas station that's got everything, like the
Yeah,
weird hats and?
it's like redneck heaven. You probably wouldn't fit in, but they got like brisket tacos. So one time I was coming here. It was one of the first times I'm coming here. I stopped at the Buc-ee's and had a brisket taco, and then had to come here and do a workout. Bad idea. Don't ever do that.
And would do they sell nooses there?
Probably.
Would I be okay there? Or would I walk in and someone would yell, "Bin Laden"? He's alive.
Depends on which one you go to. Depends on how far south you go.
Hey, dude, the number of people in there who think the Earth is flat is probably it's like the highest ratio of any place in the world inside of a Buc-ee's. It's like probably like 2 to 1 think it's flat.
Probably.
Yeah, I like that place. My kids love going there because they can get like pocket knives. You know how they got those like drawers?
Did they have everything?
Like knickknacks and pocket knives and little dumb flashlights that are like a woman's boobs. You squeeze her stomach and her tits light up and shit like that, right?
Where do you get those at?
Right. Hey, have you ever seen those pens when you write, the girl's clothes fall off?
No, I'm gonna have to get one of those.
Yeah, Amazon.
I'm gonna have to get
Amazon.
one. I'm gonna have to get one. I'm gonna get one, but you on it and you get naked.
It's just me.
Yeah.
I look. My clothes come off and it's a Sasquatch. I'm so fucking hairy now. I just realized that I was in denial that I was hairy.
I'm not. I'm probably the least hairiest person you've ever seen.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you have armpit hair, or does it look like an Asian?
No, I got armpit hair.
Like
I don't have any like body hair, honestly.
Wow, that's nice.
I guess, yeah. I'd rather have. I guess if you don't want to shave it every day, yeah.
Does your dad have body hair?
Yeah, dude. It's like all my dad, all my brothers, they're all pretty hairy. I mean, that sounds weird, but yeah, they're all pretty hairy, and I'm not.
No, that's just man talk. That's just 2024 man talk. Is your dad hairy? I asked Olivia Kerstetter if she shared a towel with her dad when they went to a hotel room, like if they fought over what, like when you go with your parents and you got to fight over like I got destroyed for that. Like somehow that was fucking inappropriate.
Yeah. Well, they'll get over it.
Yeah. Okay. Austin Hatfield, you're competing today at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time?
Yeah, so I think 2 o'clock Central Time.
Oh, sorry. 2 o'clock Central Time. And are you excited? Are you pumped up?
Dude, it's going to be awesome. Yeah, I'm pumped up. Special guest. We don't know who it is. Hopefully it's not.
I bet you beat him.
I'm going to try to. I'm going to try to beat everybody. I woke up this morning, pissed excellence, so I'm ready to
go. When you went on Dave's show afterwards, he goes, "Hey, do you know this guy, this bunny farmer guy?" I'm like, "Yeah, I've heard of him. I follow him around." And he goes, "Have you met him?" I go, "No, not yet." And he goes, "Man, he's cocky." And then so last night I watched the interview you did with him, and he goes, "Do you what are your strengths?" You're like, "All of them." Everything. "What movements are your strengths?" You're like, "All of them."
Everything. I don't know if it's necessarily cocky. I'll call it confidence.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, if you're going to go into a competition saying you're going to lose, then you're going to lose. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But there has to be an honesty piece too, right? You have to know, like, okay.
Oh, for sure.
Like, hey, I can improve here.
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, if you ever had a real conversation with me, anybody, like even my coach or even, people that I train with, they're like, I got to get better here. I'm not, as efficient as I need to be in certain areas. So I'm realistic with myself, but I'm also, I know the work that I put in. So at the end of the day, I'm trying to win.
When Dave interviewed you, you said that, and I think this was 7 months ago, it was before the games last year. You said your max clean was 400. Is that's a squat clean, obviously?
Yeah, I think it's 405.
It's 405 now.
I think, it was 405 then, or I could have said it wrong, but I've hit 405.
Okay, and then your snatch was 310?
Yeah.
And are those numbers still accurate?
Yeah.
And why haven't those gone up in the last 7 months? Just because, like, hey, that's enough and there's other things that need to be worked on?
Yeah, I mean, I've talked to my coach, and he's like, not a lot of other people are going to hit those numbers. Like, if you can stay within, 5 to 10 pounds of those and get better in different areas, then you'll be fine.
Okay. I mean, yeah, it sounds like it. Does anyone else? Do you know who else snatches for? Does anyone else snatch 405 in the group? I mean, clean 405.
And Gee.
That's it.
I don't know. I wouldn't say that's it, but you're talking like games athletes, like
Yeah.
at the games.
People that you might have to face.
I mean, off the top of my head, I mean, Gee. There's got to be one or two other guys that can do that. Just off the top of my head, I can't think of them.
But it's good. It keeps you in the mix for sure.
Yeah, I mean, James Sprague probably could do it. Honestly.
Serious? Wouldn't he have problem coming out of the Are you joking? Or wouldn't he have Oh, you are joking. Okay, good.
Yeah, he's my open frenemy, so I got to give him crap.
Yeah, well, that's good. Pick the champ and just fucking pick away at him.
Yeah.
Last year at the games, you took second place in Chad, and then two firsts in the last two events.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Those are good workouts for me.
Tell me about Chad. When they announced Chad, what are you thinking? Are you thinking? And because did James win that? Who won that? Someone told me.
It was me and James at the very end. When they announced Chad, I've done Chad every single year for the past 6 to 7 years. Like, we do it at the gym, like it's the memorial workout, and you got to pay respects to the veterans. And I try to do all the veteran memorial workouts, so that's one of them. And that's one that everybody's like, oh, we got to do this, we got to do that. And I'm like, yeah, let's do it. It's just 1,000 box step ups. It's boring, it hurts, but it's for it's for a good cause. So we've done it for the past 7 years. I was kind of excited when they announced that one because there's no skill to it. It's just grunt work.
Someone forgot to tell Ricky that. Someone forgot to tell Ricky there's no skill.
There's no skill.
There was a skill component though, right? Or at least a focus component, because you had to go up the 2 stairs and then down the 2 stairs, right?
I think more like a rhythm thing. Like, I found a pretty good, they call it the hippity hop. I found a pretty good rhythm in it, and I just kept it the whole time.
But that requires focus, right? You get to 500 and it's a no-brainer, and then the last 500 you can't like take your eyes off the wheel, right? You got to focus or else you will break your ankle.
Yeah, you definitely have to focus. And I think it also helped with me too. I think going into that workout, I was in last place. So I was in the very end of the line. I didn't have anybody to my right. So I just, not that I was focusing on anybody else, but I was all by myself.
Could you hear the commentator? Did you know where you were at? Could you hear the commentators? What was that?
We could hear them on the floor.
And so you knew it was you and James?
Yeah.
And did you push?
Yeah, I pushed. And I think towards the back end, I got a no rep, like on like the last 5 to 10 reps. I got a no rep, and that kind of cost me, because I think at the time we were rep for rep, and I got a no rep on one of them. And when they no rep you had to go all the way over and then all the way back for it to restart. So there was like no making up time on that.
And how do you get a no rep? What's a no rep?
I think it was like the 2 feet thing. So like both feet have to touch on like this box, and then there was a tape line, another tape line on top of the other box, and like 2 feet had to touch each part of the box. So I don't know, I might have, trying to race, I probably was going a little too fast and didn't meet the standard, I guess.
Yeah. Sevi, are you in a prison cell? Yes, I am. I'm part of the Epstein list is coming out today, and they grabbed me early.
You'd probably like to be in prison, wouldn't you?
I love it, dude.
You drop the
soap. Everything. Drop the soap, throw the soap dudes' backs, lather dudes up.
Oh yeah.
I was born to serve. I was put on the planet to serve.
They're gonna call you McLovin.
Rookie of the year in 2024, because you had the best rookie of the year at the CrossFit Games, because you had the best finish at the CrossFit Games for a first timer.
For a first timer?
Yeah, for a first timer at the games.
I don't think so. I think Guy got 7th his rookie year.
No, but I mean last year at the games last year.
Oh, last year alone, yeah, I was the best. What they would say the best rookie. Still never got my rookie of the year award.
Do you think that they didn't give the rookie of the year award because they thought it would be inappropriate to celebrate anything because of Lazar Dukic's death?
I mean, yeah, I understand that. Like I'm not upset about that, but that whole weekend was just not ideal.
Yeah, I could see that. I still don't. It still doesn't make sense to me though. Like, fuck it, just give him Rookie of the Year, or just slide. I mean, just slide him something. You know what I mean? Give him like a weight belt or something.
Or even just later on, next month, send me my belt or something like that. I mean, it would be a nice belt to have. So hopefully one day I might get that. I haven't heard anything about it yet.
Dave no, Dave won't be there, so you can't ask him.
No.
Yeah,
Boz is here.
Oh yeah, ask Boz.
I asked Boz yesterday what the workout was. He wouldn't tell me.
How was his mood? Was he tense or was he?
He's good. Everybody seems like they're in a pretty chill, good mood.
And you're a pretty serious student of the game. You knew that Guy got a 7th his rookie year. I mean, that's
so yeah. That's the thing. Like, I was a fan way before I ever wanted to compete. So like, watching Rich, watching Matt, knowing the history of it, I think helps overall. Just learning things. But yeah, I was always a fan before I ever was a competitor.
And what happened? What clicked? What year was it? Did something happen that made you think, like, it takes some pretty big balls, or you have to see some pretty good times to think, okay, I can do this?
I mean, big balls have always been there. Wake up dragging in the morning.
Understand.
But I think it was 2022. I had just missed. It was when they were doing the online quarterfinals, I think. And I had just missed. It was like when they took like the top 120 in the world, and then they went on to the semifinals or whatever. And dude, I was like 126th place. I had one bad workout, and then I was like, well, I'm not gonna do that again. So it was like the entire next year, like the focus shifted. Like, all right, we're gonna try to do this. And then I made 2023 semifinals, missed the games by one spot, and then that fire just kind of ignited. And it was almost kind of like a eye-opening thing. Like, before that, I was like, well, am I good enough to even compete? Like, that was kind of like the switch.
What was your bad workout?
In 2022?
Yeah.
I can't remember, honestly. It might have been like, it was probably a longer, like 15 to 20 minute cardio workout, which is what I sucked at back then. Cause like I would go into the gym and I would do like Fran, or I would go in and lift, or I just did whatever I wanted to.
And the two first places you took, it's like a 3-minute event and a 5-minute event, and you won both of them. What was the rest between the event? How much time did you get?
So I think honestly, the faster you finish, the more rest you got. But I think it was like 5 minutes, something like that.
Okay, so if you're if there's an event that's in the 5, let's say less than 7-minute time domain, everyone should be on notice. Like, oh shit.
I mean, yeah, probably.
And the workout at semifinals that year where you had to run and do the cleans, I think it was 185 cleans. Then you guys ran 600 meters and you did that 4 or 5 times. How did you do in that?
I think I got 5th.
Okay, so you can go long.
Yeah, I can go long. That's what she said.
Yeah, that is what she said. That's nice. She's a good girl.
She's a good girl.
Austin, tell me your competition history. It's pretty crazy.
There's not a lot of it, honestly. 2023 was my first semifinals.
So you never competed live?
No, just like 1 or 2 small competitions in West Virginia, which really don't add up to much. There wasn't a lot of competition there.
You won them both? You won them both?
No, I didn't even win those.
Oh wow.
So yeah, that was like 2020 maybe.
Okay.
Back when I was dog water. So 2023 was my first ever live competition. And then from, I think, after the semifinals in Orlando, my main goal was, just to hit up more competitions, get some more reps under my belt. And then that's why I went and did Crash, Wadapalooza last year. So this was my second year at Wadapalooza.
So tell me this: you go to semifinals in 2023. You said that was in Orlando.
Yeah.
and you go out on the floor, and are you freaking out? Did you throw up, or did you feel like you were going to throw up?
Freaking out, dude. I had never done a live competition, and then I'm just like thrown into the fire. It was crazy.
And do you remember who was on either side of you?
No, honestly, but I think I was in the second of 3 heats. And
Okay.
Very first workout, I won my heat. So it was like kind of like an eye opener.
And what was the workout? Do you remember that?
It was a cardio workout. It was like bike, sled drag, sled pull, run, sled pull, ski, sled pull workout. Longer, like 20 to 25-minute workout. And
do you remember finally settling down in that workout? Like 30 seconds in, did you settle down? Did you stop freaking out?
Yeah, I think once it got started, I settled down a little bit. But like in the corral, I was like, nerves were at an all-time high.
Did you think you were going to throw up?
No, not necessarily throw up, but I mean, the nerves were there for sure. I think, honestly, the more nerving I got was towards the end, was the very last workout where I was in a qualifying spot for the games. That was probably the more nervous I was.
Because, we all know that Fraser used to just completely freak out so much that he would make himself throw up, and he would start doing all that crazy yawning shit. You see him just taking in huge amounts of oxygen.
Yeah.
So have you learned to embrace that? Is it a good thing? Are you like, oh, this is good? It's like you could feel the turbo boosters firing up.
Yeah, I had a couple of those moments with the 2024 semifinals because like that was kind of like a make for break for me. Like if I didn't make the games that year, like maybe the next year, or I wouldn't be in the position I am now. So 2024 semifinals, I had those nerves a little bit. I had like, 1 or 2 episodes where I was like, man, I might throw up for this workout.
And then when you go into the final event at the CrossFit Games, and it's that double workout, and were you in the final? You weren't in that final heat with James and Brent and Hopper.
No, I was not.
Did you know that you were going to do well? Like, did you have a talk with your coach and were you like, hey, wheels off the bus, like just crazy?
Yeah, and that was one of the things we talked about. Like, we knew it was a good workout for me, and at that point, the position I was sitting in was like, what do you have to lose? Do you want to get 20th place, or do you want to get, I don't think we knew 10th place was in the equation if I won both of the workouts. But he said, what do you have to lose? You go out there, and if you blow up, you blow up.
And so you finished the first workout, and do you remember how you felt? Were you like, do you remember feeling great and thinking, okay, I'm ready for the next one? Like, when you kill the first workout, does that kind of give you a huge high for the second workout?
Yeah, I was feeling good. Like, I mean, thrusters and pull-ups have always been a, good movement for me. So I felt pretty good coming off that first one. And not knowing, because I was in the second heat, not knowing I had won the first one. But going into the second one, I felt pretty good.
And you kind of know, tell me if I'm mischaracterizing this, but 15 of the 18 games, or 19 games that we've had, that's how they end.
Yeah.
Last couple workouts, it's like, here, we're going to serve you up a big, fat, healthy dose of CrossFit. Here's Grace. Here's DT. Here's like,
that's my jam.
Yeah, you ready, boys? We're going to throw a rope climb in there.
A double DT action. Yeah.
And so that's got to feel good.
Yeah.
The swim event, the first event, you didn't do too well in. You got 32nd.
No, did not. I've been working on my swimming for sure.
What place were you in when you got in the water? Do you know?
I think I was top of the pack. So I think I entered the water right behind Hopper, and I think me and Vellner got in the water at the same time. Ended up beating Vellner on the swim. I don't know how. He must not be very good swimming either, like me. But I think I was top 10 on the run, and then just hit the water. Didn't do too hot.
And how was the swim? I talked to someone like Gracie Walton, and she's like, hey, it was just nothing. And then you talk to other people, and they're like, hey, I thought I was going to die.
Yeah, it was hard. It was probably one of the harder events I've done. Just like you know, not having a swimming background, not been swimming for that long. So like running, going right into the water was not my best workout for me.
Did you panic at all?
No, I wouldn't say panic. I was pretty calm throughout the whole thing. Probably took like 1 or 2 breaks in the water, just, you know, get my head up, see where I was at, and then just kept swimming.
And when you say take a break, you mean like literally stop and tread water for a second?
Yeah, I would stop, tread water, you know, sight, like not like a break, but like, you know, sight, see where I was at, and then, you know, go back into cadence.
And tell me about the water. Was the when you got off the run and you got in the water, was the water cold and shocked you or no?
The water was not cold. I remember in my head, because like I had done training for it at home at West Virginia, and you know it was hot outside. You know, we would run the 3.5 miles, get into the water, and the water felt great. Like, you know, it was almost like refreshing. Not at Texas. It was hot. Like you got in and it was almost like a punch in the face. It was like the water does not feel good at all.
It wasn't like, oh, this is cold and you get a second burst.
No, not at all.
Yeah, fascinating. And then of course there was the tragedy with Lazar Dukic's death. And how was that for you? Did you process it there, or are you still processing it? How was that for you?
I mean, I would say we're all still processing in our own way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I didn't really know Lazar that well, you know, being a rookie. First time I ever met him was actually the night before. I sat right next to him, and during I believe that would be the athlete, not the dinner, but the where they told us what the workouts were, and we're going over them.
Yeah.
That day. And I sat next to him, and I was just like, man, this guy's awesome. And then, like, you know, the next morning hit, and I was just like, couldn't believe it, honestly.
Awesome in what way? Like, how would you describe him?
He's always in a good mood. Like, you know, I remember they were like, put your phones away, don't record this. And he just pops his phone up, and I just started laughing. And I was like, this dude's hilarious.
Yeah. He seemed like he was always in a good mood. I even remember after the incidents he had with Justin and Luke Parker in the bike race the previous year, even while everyone else was upset, and even when he was upset, he still had a smile on his face, and he knew how to, within the big picture of the whole thing, he just took it with a grain of salt and worked through it with the other boys. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, he treated everyone like they were his brother.
Yeah, he was definitely a joy to be around.
3 years old, you start playing soccer.
I was like, where are we going with this? Yeah, so I was really young when I started playing soccer. I think my brothers got into it, and then I was just looking for something to do. I was always playing sports with my older brother. So, like, if I was playing in middle school, I would be playing against high schoolers. So that's just how it was.
I kind of trip because in my head I have this stereotype of you that you live in, you know, a small town in the middle of nowhere, and your parents are busy working, and you should have just been the kid who was outside, like, you know, throwing rocks or building forts or climbing trees. And the stereotype I have is that your parents wouldn't, the energy or the time commitment that it takes to take a kid, especially you're the youngest of 3 boys, to deal with 3 boys who need to go to sporting events. That would be really hard to do consistently from, you know, for 15 years.
I mean, luckily with me, I had great parents. Grandparents were always in the picture. So, you know, it was either mom's taking me to practice or grandma and grandpa were taking me to practice. So there was, you know, big support from the family there. But I mean, they wanted us in sports. But yeah, you're not wrong. You know, we were in mud holes, doing forts, doing stuff like that too.
And it was consistent. So when you're young, you didn't even play school soccer. Your parents had to go. They signed you up for like whatever the local league soccer is.
Yeah, I would think we were in the like YMCA group for a while.
Yeah.
Like once middle school hit, we were doing, you know, middle school soccer, high school. Did a lot of travel. So I think maybe even travel was a more competitive focus, because like you do like ODP, the Olympic development programming and stuff like that.
And when did you realize you were good at soccer? Like, were you the best guy on your team?
I wouldn't say I was the best. I would say I was probably one of the more hardworking guys, not necessarily like skill wise, but effort was always there. So I think that was what helped me.
Did you start for most of your soccer career? Did you junior high and high school? Did you always start?
Yeah, I started my freshman year.
On the varsity team?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. So you were good.
I was decent.
And not that this is going to mean anything to me, but what position did you play?
Striker.
And is that a guy who shoots?
Yeah, that's the guy who's looking to score.
And how were you at that?
I was pretty good. I was like, just saying that's like an effort-based position, a lot of running, a lot of, sprints towards the goal, trying to be aggressive against defenders and stuff like that.
Did the other teams know who you were? Like when you played other teams, were they like, okay, there's that Hatfield kid. Make sure anytime he crosses half field, we got 2 guys on him, shit like that?
Yeah, I was double teamed quite a bit.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I say 2 guys. You can tell how much sports I play. I don't even know that.
Yeah, 2 guys were always on me.
That's the way it was for me in prison.
Oh gosh.
It was similar, same, but different.
You can't, and you can't fart in prison either.
And your parents, you stayed at home with your parents. And what's the age difference between you and your brothers?
I think so. I'm 25. I think my 33, I think, is my oldest brother, and then 28. So I think 2 of my brothers are like 34, 33, 28, 25. That's me. I'm 25.
So you're 8 years young. Were you in an accident?
Probably.
You ever ask your parents?
I probably was an accident. I don't know.
Because you know what men and women do when they're together.
I don't, Savon.
Do you have a girlfriend?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if I've ever seen her. Is she there with you?
Not right now, no.
No? Well, and is that a good thing or a bad thing?
No, it's a bad thing.
It's a bad thing. Okay, so you would like her to be there.
Always. Yeah, she's working right now, so she couldn't make it up.
And how long have you been with her?
4 years.
So you were delivering rabbits one day, and you went into the local Ace Hardware, and she was the cashier.
Yeah, something like that.
And she said, "Mr. Hatfield, I love your bunnies."
Yeah, and then it just took off from there.
How did you meet her?
Through CrossFit, actually. So we went to the same. It was a CrossFit gym, first one I ever went to, CrossFit Iron Fury. I was a coach there. She was, an athlete.
Yeah. I think they're called clients, but go on.
Clients. We call them athletes. Everybody's an athlete.
All right. You say so.
But I paid a little bit more extra attention to her. Gave her a little bit more help on her handstand push-ups for a prolonged period.
That's crazy. I don't picture you with a CrossFit girl for some reason.
She's not like she does CrossFit, but like it's not like her main focus. She's a doctor, so.
Oh, she is a doctor?
Yeah, she's a doctor.
Oh, so she's busy as shit.
Yeah, she's busy. She still does CrossFit. Like it's, she tries to stay healthy and whatnot. And she does CrossFit throughout the week, but it's not like she's not a CrossFit athlete.
So she saw you do this ascension. So she saw you from just a coach at the gym to someone. And what was her feedback for you? Like, I'm guessing she's a young girl. She's a physician. That she must be really goal oriented. Well, she wasn't like, hey, no, fuck you. Don't do that. Go get a job in an accounting office and start working so we can have kids.
I think at first, yeah, it was, hey, you're not really making money doing this. I know you love it, but, you might need to get a job to do this or that.
Yeah.
So, once the success, started picking up and whatnot, but not to say she wasn't supportive at first, but she's always been supportive.
So it wasn't hard. It didn't cause friction.
Not to say it didn't cause friction, but it's definitely easier now than it was. Yeah.
Excuse me 1 second. You do realize I'm doing a podcast over here, and I'll come over there and bust someone's ass. Thank you. All right.
You never promised me that.
Bust your ass. I spent time in prison. No.
I mean, hey, I'm not
Two-
judging.
2 nights, two overnighters. Nothing.
That was probably your time of your life, wasn't it?
Two separate incidents. Yeah, I went on purpose.
Mom's like, oh no, I dropped the soap.
Over here. So there are some stereotypical things. I mean, boy, some of them don't make any sense. That there's a doctor dating you, but coal miner town. Those of us in California, when we think of West Virginia, we think of everyone working in the coal mines. And your brother,
yeah, my brother works in the coal mines straight out of high school. You know, it's just one of those things. You know, coal mine town, good money. So it's almost a no-brainer for some of them. You know, drop out of high school or finish high school, don't go to college, and go straight to the coal mines.
Are there any women down there?
Not that I know of. I don't think so.
Yeah, it's weird. It's a very sexist job. It's weird that they.
How dare they? They should
It's
definitely.
it's funny that DEI didn't make it to the coal mines, huh?
They probably wouldn't make it. They probably get kicked out right away.
And it's literally your brother goes somewhere and gets on an elevator and goes underground.
It's pretty wild.
And how far down does he go?
I think it's like 1,000. I don't say thousands, but it's definitely more than a couple hundred feet.
And have you been down there?
Nah.
Never. You've never been like, hey, dude, I want to see what it looks like down there.
Dude, I need to make a video. I need to do a little video of. I could probably get down in the coal mines if I tried hard enough. Probably know some people.
Yeah, that's crazy. And there's tons of dudes down there, right? It's not like 10 dudes.
Yeah, you love it, dude. Tons of dudes down there. But actually, I mean, on the topic of coal, that's what my CrossFit gym, the one I go to now, it's CrossFit Coal in Beckley. So I mean, coal mining is a very big thing in West Virginia.
Yeah, it's so foreign to us in California. I wonder if there's even one coal mine in California.
I don't know. Where'd you go?
Sorry, I turned my sound off for a second.
I was about to say, I hope it's not me.
No, it's me. I think that cup of coffee. I think I forgot to pour it in that cup. Yeah, that's fine.
That coffee's hitting you. You got to go.
I diluted it. I just want more. I always want more.
I want more too. I always want more coffee.
Yeah, more. Oh, will you train today, Austin, before the event?
Black, right? Yeah, just black. Probably not before, but I mean definitely after.
Serious?
We're not. You know, it's just gonna be another day.
And do you know do you have any idea what the workout is?
No. I got some predictions. I think it's gonna be burpees. Probably a burpee over bar. Would be my only guess. And
have you seen the room where it's gonna happen at?
Yeah.
And is there a rig in there?
No, I don't know. I don't think I'm supposed to say.
Oh, really?
No, I don't think that we're going to be on a rig unless they have popped one up in the past 24 hours.
Okay. And so they're able to keep it secret even though they're setting up and it's going to take place in 4.5 hours.
Yeah. I mean, who knows? They might.
And have they told you anything? Will you be side by side with Roman and Haley? All three of you will go. You don't know anything.
I don't know anything yet, man. They're being super secret. I tried to get Boss to spill yesterday, and he wouldn't.
Jeffrey Birchfield, really, Sevy? Yeah, I threw the soap down on purpose. Is that what you're asking? Yeah, of course I did. What are you talking about? Is Austin a fan of the wild and wonderful whites of West Virginia?
Yeah, absolutely.
What is that? Is that a reality show?
I think that might be the documentary that they made about incest people, if I'm not wrong. I might be wrong.
My buddy Travis Bajent grew up in West Virginia, and I made a documentary about him called Pulling John, and I went and visited his home that he grew up in, and there was no running water. Like they had to bathe outside. And
yeah, there's some parts of that in West Virginia.
Did you have friends like that in high school? Were there the kids that were like, oh yeah, that kid that can't bathe every day?
Not that I know of. I mean, there might have been one or two, but I went to we went to Woodrow Wilson High School, and it was, in city limits. So like, I'm not from. There's some parts of West Virginia that are like really poverty stricken that might be like that, but we didn't encounter a whole lot of that.
And when I went and visited him, he's like, "Hey, I want to take you out to dinner." And I said, "Okay." And do you know where he took me?
Tutors.
To his Sheets.
Sheets not bad.
He took me to a gas station for dinner that had a little table in the where he
should
paid.
have had to take you to Tutors Biscuit World.
I couldn't. I'm like, really? We're having dinner here? He's like, yeah, this is where I bring the family to dinner. And it was, you know, it had like a picnic bench inside the gas station.
Yeah.
And then you took your hot dog off the little rolly thing, and we sat down and had a.
Dude, I grew up on Sheets during high school.
Serious?
Yeah, dude. It had those little free donuts and free fries, dude. I was all about it.
Wow, it's amazing that this is the same country.
Crazy.
Yeah. Hey, how did you when you found? Tell me about how you found CrossFit, and then I want to get to how your body composition changed. What was your the first time it popped up on your radar?
First time it popped up on my radar, I think it was honestly from a past relationship. Me and an old lady of mine. She started CrossFit first, and I just kind of tagged along. And once I walked into the gym, dude, I was just hooked. It didn't take very long. I mean, body composition wise.
How old were you? Wait, before we get there, how old were you?
17.
And could you even do one pull up at that point if you were a soccer player?
Yeah, I could do a lot of pull ups, but it was more so like the snatching, cleaning, anything like that. With the soccer background, I had, the conditioning, the endurance. I could run, but it was more like the technical things. Like couldn't do muscle ups, at least ring muscle ups. I could probably do a bar muscle up, but it was really like the high skill and like the heavier weightlifting components that I struggled with during that time.
Could you squat? Could you squat to parallel?
I could squat, but not necessarily very heavy.
Okay, but you could squat. You could air squat.
Yeah.
Because you play soccer your whole life, or you see these marathon runners, and you're like, hey, can you squat? And it's like, no, they can't squat. They look like high roxers.
I went to I think it was like a group training thing that we did off season with soccer, and me, my brother, and a couple of his buddies, we would do like personal training with a guy, and he was, he taught us all the fundamentals and whatnot, but it wasn't CrossFit. So first time I walked into a CrossFit gym, there was a lot to learn.
But had you ever deadlifted before?
Yeah, we did deadlift, back squat. So it was like, powerlifting style. We would do bench press, back squat, deadlift, like sprint technique, and he would teach us all that other stuff, but none of it was like CrossFit.
And that was to supplement your off-season soccer.
Yeah, that was just, trying to get stronger, faster, and whatnot during the off-season during soccer.
Were you skinny?
Yeah, I was like 160 pounds probably.
So that, I guess is that big? That's still kind of big for a soccer player, right?
Yeah, I mean, I was, 5'7", 155, 160.
Oh, okay. So you were really lean.
Yeah, I was pretty lean.
And then what do you weigh now?
195.
Okay, so wow. So so that's like in 8 years.
Yeah, it took me quite a while.
8 years you probably put on the first 10 pounds really quick, and then the next 30 came on really slow.
Yeah, I think honestly, like from 2020 to like now is when I put on, getting older. I think at the time I was like, when I first started, I was 17. So, you're not going to get very big when you're 17. But like, once you hit like 20 or 21, you can get some testosterone flowing through your body and whatnot.
Yeah. And did you feel that? Did you know that? Were you like, oh shit, this is it. The machine is responding to me.
I think I kind of felt that. Yeah. When I was like 21, that golden era when you can finally buy alcohol, which I don't drink alcohol, but that's what everybody wants to do.
You don't drink alcohol?
No, not like that.
Not. Do you ever drink alcohol?
I have, but like, no.
If I went to your house, would there be any alcohol there?
No.
There wouldn't be like a bottle of whiskey that's like 8 years old.
Maybe some moonshine when you're sick. Gargle it back, throw it back a little bit.
Is that for real?
That is a real thing. People do it. Yeah, but no.
Okay, so you're clean.
Yeah.
Except for sheets. Would you still go to his sheets?
Yeah, dude. Got nothing against sheets, bro.
Yeah, you'd go. What would you get if I was there and we went to sheets? What would you get?
Oh, dude, pepperoni roll.
Wow.
You ever heard of pepperoni roll?
No, but I can imagine it. I'm guessing it's like fried.
It's a West Virginia thing, dude. It's a pepperoni roll.
Is it fried and then there's pepperoni inside of it?
It's a pepperoni wrapped in like bread, and it's just baked. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's like my penis with foreskin on it. Yeah.
It might be. I don't know. That might be a little smaller than a pepperoni roll.
Hey, do they circumcise in West Virginia?
I don't know. Couldn't tell you.
What when you look in your pants, are you circumcised?
I don't have anything in my pants.
Oh, awesome, perfect. I've heard you were a little private. I was wondering where your boundaries were.
No, I don't have any privates.
Oh,
I mean,
when is any family there? Is your mom and dad there?
I have family traveling. So my brother lives outside of Nashville. He'll be here today. Mom's traveling up. I know a couple people from the local CrossFit gym that I go to. They're coming today. So yeah, should be a good crowd here today.
You think your brother and your mom and dad want to come, or they feel obligated?
No, I definitely think they want to come. They're very supportive.
Yeah, that's cool. And is it your oldest brother that's coming, the one that's 33?
No, the younger one next to me.
And I guess the other family members can watch it on the YouTube.
Yeah, probably. They might,
It's crazy. I have this note here. It's like, should I ask Austin to please talk a lot? I don't want to get off the podcast with him and people say, "Boy, Sevy, you had to work hard." And I want to give you a 10 so far. You're killing it.
Thank you. I'll quit talking now.
No, please don't. Hey, what my kids do tennis, and the tennis coach is like, "Hey, man, if there's any sport you should get your kids into, it should be soccer to supplement your tennis. Like you should be in soccer. Give me
tennis.
Yeah, for tennis. They're just basically like ball control, footwork, speed, endurance. Yeah. And I remember of all the athletes that I worked with, when I worked with Miko Salo, when I filmed with Miko Salo, I was just blown away at his fucking athleticism. His athleticism was crazy. Like he could do everything.
Yeah. I grew up playing all sports, but I think soccer is like one of the ones that like I was drawn to. But I think, yeah, it definitely helps like overall, learning how to use your feet.
Because a lot of people are like, hey, you should do gymnastics or you should do wrestling. And I think soccer is just like crazy overlooked because you get to build your engine without even really knowing you're building your engine.
Yeah. Like, dude, I hardly ever got subbed out of a game. So like an hour, it's like 90 minutes is a game, I think. So like, dude, definitely some engine building going on there.
And would you put your kids in soccer?
Yeah, I would, for sure.
And what else would you put them in?
I mean, I feel like, the gymnastics part of it, like there's a lot to be learned in that gymnastics, like knowing where your body is in space, learning how to use your body. Gymnastics, maybe even, soccer. But I mean, whatever sports they want to play.
I'm going to average height of U.S. male gymnast. You would have been a great gymnast too, huh? I bet.
Probably. I actually, there was a guy back home, and he was always talking to me about bull riding. He was like, bull riding. You need to do bull riding. I was like,
oh, that's interesting.
Because apparently, like, I have a good build for bull riding too.
You might be too good for bull riding. So the guys on the U.S. Olympic team, examples of gymnastic male heights: Paul Judah 5'4", Brody Malone 5'6". Okay, so you might be a little tall. It says 5'4" to 5'8". You'd be on the tall end.
First time anybody's ever said that to me. Appreciate that.
Yeah, you might be too tall for a gymnast. Hey, can you do an iron cross? Have you ever done an iron cross?
I can do one, but I can't hold it for very long.
You can do one?
Yeah.
Damn, dude. So you're strong
for like a second.
Is your dad strong?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're strong. You've always been strong. Like your mom would hand you the pickle jar and you'd be like, "No problem, mom." But
no, dude, I think it was honestly like carrying all the groceries one trip. Like, you can't go back and take a second trip to pick up the groceries.
And you've always had that in you.
Yeah, dude. Like carrying a case of water, 10 bags on each hand. You got to carry it in all at once.
If the trunk had 3 cases of water and you would do all 3 at the same
All
time.
3, yeah, dude. If not, you're disowned from the family.
Yeah, that's good.
You're a shame.
That's good. Do you own a gun?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I heard you say you kind of mentioned when you were talking to Rory that you go hunting, and you kind of had this reaction when you said that you killed the deer with the rifle that you didn't like so much. That it wasn't you really enjoyed doing as opposed to bow hunting.
I think like once you kill one with a bow, it's just like the challenge and like the feeling you get, because it's like it's intense with the bow. Like you're close. There's a lot of things that can go wrong. There's a lot of things that are going against your favor. So like once you actually are able to harvest an animal with a bow, like that rifle to me it didn't really hit right. I don't know. It's a weird, like you would almost have to experience it for it to, make sense.
But it's an emotional feeling.
Yeah, for sure. Like I like hard things, as weird as that might sound. So
No, I'm with you.
I like hard things.
So
the rifle really wasn't a challenge for me. I saw a deer from 100 yards away, which probably not going to do that with a bow and arrow. So like the deer that I see when I'm bow hunting, dude, I could have killed them all with a rifle, like from the distance they were, but I have a bow and arrow. So all I can do is sit and watch. Like they're too far away. And to me, that's hunting. Like it's different.
You felt like you cheated.
I mean, I wouldn't necessarily call it cheating. It's not fun to me as much as it is for a bow.
And if you do have a bow, do you sneak up on the deer, or it's more patience? You have to wait.
So like the different styles of hunting, I have snuck up on a deer. That's like, I guess they call it stalking, but that's like more for like, I would say like elk hunting, mule deer, where I hunt whitetail. So we're mostly like stationary. We're like, setting up where they travel. They're going to be moving, close to your tree stand. So you're going to sit up there and wait for most of the day. But I've done a couple stalks here and there. Most of them are unsuccessful.
And when you say you post up somewhere, what do? You see that, hey, there's deer shit right there. So you just post up somewhere close to this, and more deer will come and shit here.
The deer are like very patternable. Like a lot of deer will do the same thing every day. They'll go feed, they'll go bed down and rest in the same areas mostly every day. So like once you figure out their pattern and whatnot, you just kind of set up a tree stand. Trail cameras help a lot nowadays. They're like a lot of good hunters will get data from trail cameras, and they can almost tell you what time deer come through every single day.
And how soon do you have to get there before they're there?
I mean, that just going off the information that you get. I like to hunt all day, so I'll get there before sunrise and sit till dark.
Yeah. And mule deer are huge, right?
Mule deer, they're about the same as a whitetail. I think the big ones you're thinking of elk.
Oh, okay.
And moose.
All right. You ever shot a moose?
No, I'd like to.
Are you allowed to?
I think you're allowed to. I think you just have to have like a tag, like anything else. You have to have a permit and a tag.
That could go horribly wrong.
What?
An encounter with a moose.
Oh yeah, dude. No, they're mean.
Like he'll kill you.
Yeah, anything will kill you.
The deer will kill you?
Probably could.
You ever heard of anyone being killed by a deer?
I don't know. Look it up. There's probably a case out there somewhere.
I have a little trivia question for you. Do you know who Greta Thunberg is?
Isn't that like weird climate girl or whatever?
Wow. Okay. All right. Yeah. You got it. All right. When I was watching you being interviewed and you started talking about coal mines, I was like, I wonder if he knows who Greta Thunberg is.
Yeah, she probably wouldn't fit in very good in West Virginia.
No, I think she's pivoted. I think she's got some other. I don't think she's doing climate anymore. I think she's pivoted.
Probably for a good cause.
Okay, I have a business idea for you.
All right, hit me.
What about rabbit jerky?
Rabbit jerky. I don't know if you can make. So rabbit's kind of like chicken. So I don't know if you could do that.
Yeah, I don't know if I've seen chicken jerky.
I don't know.
You mean like the way the meat slices, it shreds as opposed to it's like more fibrous and you couldn't?
Yeah, so like chicken is like if you put like a rabbit meat, like a wild rabbit's a little different, but the rabbits that we have, they're white meat. So like if you put it next to chicken and you cook it the same, it would honestly it would look very similar.
No one would know unless you were a rabbit person.
Yeah, unless and like the taste of it too is just like really lean. It's about the same.
Barbell spin with the facts. I love all the guys with the facts. A dude in Arkansas was Gordon killed by a deer 6 years ago. Thank you.
There you go. I mean, yeah, if they, they're strong and they'll, if they have antlers, I'm sure something could go wrong.
And Beck has an answer for you. If anyone asks you, do you know who Greta Thunberg is? You can say the world's most popular idiot. There you go.
Facts.
Yeah. There's a great song about her. I wish I had it pulled up.
You have a song about her?
Yeah, it's so good.
The police just pulled up. I think they're here for Ortega.
Are they wearing ice jackets?
They might actually be ice. He might be screwed.
They're wearing green, bro.
He might be screwed.
Hey, dude, if they do come in there, make sure you grab his camera and film it. He'll appreciate it.
Have to.
I got my papers in the
And
truck.
then we'll just be like, put another one bites the dust on me.
You'll be cheering for ice. Sorry, Ortega. Get him.
Get him. Get him.
He's not that fast.
Andale, andale.
He's not even that Mexican. Leave him alone.
I think if you were to ask everyone in the country, do people in the United States hunt rabbits or eat rabbits? I think the vast majority of the country would be completely oblivious to it.
Yeah, probably.
Like until I met you, I'd never even heard of that except for like old black and white TV shows I watched as a kid, like the Beverly Hillbillies and shit.
Yeah. That's pretty much, I mean, that might as well be me. Yeah.
Is it like that there? Does everyone in your is there anyone in your town who's surprised?
No, not really.
No one's
Honestly, like when I tell them I do CrossFit, they're more surprised.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, they're like, you do what? What's CrossFit?
And were you surprised when you sort of came on the scene and people were so enamored and curious about your rabbit farming?
I mean, yeah, it's unique. It's it's not something that everybody does.
Do you know any of the rabbit farmers?
No.
None.
No.
You have a monopoly on the business in your area?
Huge monopoly.
And the people who do buy them, it's is it all for food? In the video Hiller made about you, it sounded like you didn't know what people did with the rabbits.
I drop them off, and so I'm like the supplier mostly. I've downsized a lot since starting to do more CrossFit, and got the WFP coming up, doing a lot more traveling and whatnot. I've definitely downsized. Maybe here in the future I'll be a full-time athlete. And get out of the rabbit business. But I mean, I don't really know what they do with them. I just drop them off and they sell them. So I bring them. I'm like a supplier. I come in, bring them, and I leave.
And how often do you eat rabbit?
I mean, we used to eat a lot more. But once you figure out you can sell them, I'd rather sell them than eat them.
And what's the most number of rabbits you've ever had on the farm?
Probably like 60 to 80 adults. So like you'll have like 8 to 10 bucks and 50 to 60 does is what they call them. And then the bucks are just living their best life out there, breeding the rabbits all day. And then once you get a bunch of babies, like they could have 8 to 10 babies a litter. I'd say upwards of 250 at a time.
And so you said you've downsized. You don't have 60 to 80 of no. How many do you have now?
Maybe around 20.
Oh shit, you really have downsized.
Yeah.
And that's a time thing?
Yeah, it's a time thing, a travel thing. I never really expected to do it for like, forever. It was always just kind of like a side gig to make some extra money.
Have you seen it affect the market? Like the people you drop them off to, are they like, hey dude, we need more rabbits? What the fuck?
No, not really. I'm sure somebody else might be stepping in and taking my job here soon.
Yeah, why can't you do that? Can't you pay some kid like under the table $7 an hour
Probably.
to run your rat farm? Do you have any apprentices?
No.
None. No, serious?
No.
All right. I would think your wife would have or your girlfriend would have like pushed you to that. Like, hey dude, expand the business. What about the NorCal Classic? Are you going to do that? It's 30 grand for the win.
Might do it.
Did you get an invite?
Say what?
Did you get an invite?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Check your
I'll check my email. They're coming. The ice is coming for Ortega.
Hey, I think you. What are you doing? What is your plan to get to the CrossFit Games this year? What do you have a route planned out?
Going. We got the Mayhem Classic coming up. I'd like to qualify through that. I like my odds on the online qualifier. Normally done pretty good on online qualifying workouts.
Dude, it's going to be hard this year.
That's what she said.
Yeah, it's going to be really hard.
Yep, really hard.
So those are your two plans now, the online qualifier and then Mayhem Classic. Those are the two routes.
Yeah.
And let's say you do make it, would you still try to go to NorCal and get the 30 grand?
I mean, possibly.
So you just that's how you roll. You're just chilling.
We'll see. Yeah. Just
Okay, and then you're doing the WTF thing, so you have to figure out if you start doing well there too. You have to figure out. You have to figure out, like, if that's doing well, then you have to change your priorities.
I think as of now, like, my priorities are the CrossFit Games. Like, WFP, it is what it is, But the main focus is going to be the CrossFit Games.
What are the deciding factors? Because obviously getting paid and making money is fun, right? Yep. But then there's also the prestige and the opportunity for sponsorship and the fan base that you can, aggregate and curate through taking the games route, which I don't think that the WTF is going to offer.
Yeah.
If they end up streaming that, you know what I mean? Or you go there into the venue and there's only, 80 fans, as opposed to in Albany, it's going to be sold out in minutes. Do you take those things into consideration, or do you just not even think about it?
I mean, I think there will be fans at the WFP. But I mean, I'm just doing it to, make some extra money, get, competition experience.
Are you a signed athlete, or do you have to go through the challenger?
No, I'm a signed athlete.
Oh, okay.
One of the last ones.
Is that because you're the best and they wanted to surprise everyone, or because they were desperate?
Save the best for last.
Hey, you think there's going to be fans at that?
I think so, yeah.
Do you think that there were fans at Crash?
Yeah, this year's Crash?
Just any Crash.
Crash that I went to was pretty packed, yeah.
Oh, come on. Those are like the 90 people's parents who were there and the 25 media people.
Crash was fun. Crash was
I'm not saying it's not fun. I'm not saying it's a well-run event. I'm not saying, but I mean, I just don't think fans go to any events in the US.
I mean, Wadapalooza was decent.
Oh, yeah. Wadapalooza was, yeah, good point. You're right. That was huge.
Yeah. And it was, cold. And even for it being cold for Miami, there were still people there.
Yeah. And you could say that about NorCal too, but NorCal had like 900 athletes there.
Yeah.
And so if you have 900 athletes and every athlete brings 3 people, right? Like your wife and, your 2 buddies who wish they were doing it, but they're pussies. That gets you to 3,000 people.
Yeah.
Oh, someone just sent me a text. Pepperoni roll equals diarrhea. Okay.
You know, diarrhea is hereditary, right?
And this was someone who lives in Texas. I take their word for it.
You know, diarrhea is hereditary, right?
I didn't.
Yeah, it runs in your genes.
Oh. Do you go to church, Austin?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, so Mayhem's a good fit for you.
Yeah, faith, family, fitness. It's very good. You know, it's one of the things that brought me to Mayhem. You know, values line up, fitness, family, faith, everything lines up pretty good.
When did you start thinking about values in your life?
Maybe around high school.
Was it just out of the blue? Do you remember why? Did someone talk to you about it?
I had a really good youth pastor growing up, and you know, we had a lot of eye-opening conversations.
Anything that stuck? Anything you'd want to share with us? Because I didn't even know what values were until I had kids.
I have a terrible memory, so nothing really comes to mind. But I just know like a lot of the conversations that we had just like kind of hit for me and stuck with me.
And did your parents insist you go to church?
Hey, I grew up going to church. I mean, I think I was in church since I was born, so it's just kind of, you know, a norm for me. But it definitely grew as I've grown up.
And your girlfriend, does she go?
Yeah.
Oh, that works out nice. That could have been really fucked up.
Could have been bad.
Yeah. Does she go to the same church as you?
Yeah.
Oh, and you brought her there? You introduced her to it?
No, she brought me.
Oh, wow. So you left your church to go to her church?
Yeah.
How's that?
Good.
Your old church isn't pissed?
No, I wasn't really a big fan of my old church anymore. You know, they had some changes in leadership and pastors and whatnot. So
I'd be pissed if I was the pastor and I lost you. I'd have a fucking sit down with God and be like, yo, took the Hatfield boy.
yeah. Well, I wasn't him back in the day.
Okay. Tell me about this Hatfields McCoy thing.
Dude, the Hatfields and McCoys, big in West Virginia, man.
Yeah, what is that? I just know the TV show, and I think I read the wiki page one time that it's two families that have had a grievance.
Yeah, so Hatfield versus McCoy. I think it was like, man, I can't even think of the time frame. It was a long time ago. It was like Kentucky versus West Virginia family. So the McCoys were over on the Kentucky side. Hatfield was over on the southern West Virginia side, right on the border. I think, honestly, like 1860s. And the dude accused one of them of stealing a pig, and then the whole family started fighting. It was crazy.
And are there a lot of Hatfields in your area? Like, do you meet people and you're like, I'm Austin Hatfield, and they're like, I'm Jack Hatfield.
I haven't honestly met a lot of Hatfields, honestly.
But you're one of them? You're obviously related to that family?
Maybe. I don't know. I haven't dug into it. My
Seriously? You don't ask your dad or your
grandpa? My dad's side of the family is from that area, southern.
Are you just pulling my string? Maybe you're just not allowed to talk about it.
No, I really haven't. We don't really know. I haven't looked into it. I mean, to do Ancestry.com.
Hey, have you ever run into? That's a great question, Heidi. Have you ever run into a McCoy?
No.
Never.
Never. I think we killed them all, didn't we?
I don't know how. I need to watch that show on TV.
It's actually a really good show.
You saw it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to see that show.
It's pretty good. We have actually we have like an ATV trail back home called the Hatfields and McCoys. It's a pretty touristy area for people who do like side by side and off-road stuff.
And they're like, Johnny Hatfield was shot there. McCoy fucked his sister over there. And you're riding on the ATV. They're pointing at shit.
Yeah, pretty much.
Hey, how do you know when you go to Mayhem and you're a man of faith? What are the three things? Family, faith, and fitness.
Yeah.
Faith, family, and fitness. When you go there, do you talk to him about that, or is it like just two black guys passing in the mall, like in a white area? They just nod.
No, I mean even with this past think it was this past week when we had the elite athlete camp.
Yeah.
We had Dom, you know, in the middle of the day, you know, he's doing a lesson on, you know, his faith, where he came from, what he, you know, he was doing. We were doing some Bible studies and whatnot in between lectures, fitness and other things like that.
And so not maybe not all the athletes will participate in that, but when you guys sit around in kumbaya, they see Austin pull up and then they know, oh, he's one of us. He's into it.
I mean, yeah, I feel like at Mayhem, I would say most of us have the same values. I think that's why we're here.
Yeah, that's cool. So you feel at home there?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, that's cool. And how and what's Roman like? Do you talk with him?
He likes to eat bananas.
Yeah, I've heard that.
I think mostly for the shape.
I've heard that too.
Not too sure on Roman's values or anything like that.
Does he go to Bible camp with you in between fitness? Is he at the Bible meetings?
I don't think he is.
Okay.
Might have talked to him about that. No, I just think he likes to eat bananas and works out, man.
Yeah. Have you ever tried to save anyone? Gone fishing?
I mean, I've, you know, had conversations with people, but I'm not, you know, I don't really necessarily like to push people in that direction. You know, I'm not necessarily trying to push my values or beliefs on anybody, but I mean, if anybody wants to sit down and talk, we can sit down and talk.
Yeah. And does Roman speak English? Do you have conversations with him? Will you be like, hey, dude, I'm using that bar, and he's like, okay, got it.
He speaks English, but I told him whenever he wants to hang out with me, I'll teach him how to speak American. It's a little different.
Right. Do you beat him today?
Yeah, for sure. Always.
Does he know that?
He might know that. I'll probably tell him when we're warming up.
There was Donald Trump Jr. Claimed, I can't remember what it was, but he put up a Murph time, and it wasn't doable. Like it was something that was ridiculous. I want to say it was in the 30 minutes, right? And so a lot of people were like laughing. And then the other, what?
He might have. Who knows?
I know he might have. Yeah, he might have. But you know what I mean? Like he only ran half a mile, or he wasn't using the vest, or
yeah.
He did, 50, 100, 200, or something. And I'm not hating on him for it at all. It's like whatever, like good on you. But in the cult, everyone's looking at everyone's times.
Oh yeah.
When you were on the show with Dave, he asked you what your Fran time was. Yeah. And you told him 147.
I think so. Yeah, it's like one. I know it's below 150.
Yeah. Let's go. Yeah, let's stick with 147. Do you have video of that?
No. Video. It didn't happen. I know. I mean, I'll do it. I'm down to do it whenever. I'll do it.
You think you still have a sub 2 minute Fran in you?
Oh, sub 2 minutes. Yeah, easy.
God, that's wild. Does anyone in here think he's making that up? Oh, look at this. Look at John Young. Speaking of banana feeders, your favorite banana feeders in the chat. There he is. You ready for a smackdown? Y'all are about to see it from this man. He got a poster of you over his bed.
He might, yeah.
I can't fully get on the Austin Hatfield train. I'm only I have 1 foot on. I'm on the back car because I'm just such a Colton Mertens fan, and you're a threat to the phenomenon. No.
Hey, Mertens is legit.
There's only one room for one man in my heart.
Colton Mertens.
One man in my heart, one heart in my man. One of those things.
One of those one man in your bed, something like that.
Yeah, I'm very loyal. At 18, you owned a gym.
Yeah,
that's weird.
It was. I think it was more like 20. Yeah, I think I was 20 years old. But people would walk in and they'd be like, "Where's the owner?" And I'd be like, "Oh, I'm right here."
Hey, isn't that stressful? It was gym in West Virginia. Did you have dirt floors, or was it like a legit gym?
No, we had a pretty legit gym. It wasn't like the best of the best, but
it had a bathroom and like parking spots and shit.
Yeah, for sure. Phone charger.
And you paid taxes and all that stuff. Like you were like a business dude.
Yeah, we were legit.
And then in 2023, you closed it?
Yeah, it was just, didn't really take off. It was just, kind of stand still, me wanting to compete, business partner, starting a family, doing all these other things. Like we had a lot of other values that we wanted to pursue, and it was just, probably for the best.
And was that sad?
Yes, but it was also, I think everybody that was involved with it understood. I think everybody is doing what they want to do now. Like me, I'm in a good place. Everybody else is in a good place. So it wasn't, a falling out party.
And what was your rent there?
It was like $2,000 a month, a little bit more, two grand.
I thought you were going to say like $200 a month.
No.
Man, so you really have your shit together. It's crazy. I mean, I was driving around town in my car on empty looking for people to buy weed off of when I was 20.
No, that's not me. I had good parents growing up, so.
What are you saying about my parents?
I don't know. I don't know anything about. Well, I know your mom, but other than that, I don't know your.
All right, fuck you. Who's your coach?
Jake Nomchev.
You think you could handle Dom as your coach?
Yeah, Dom's great. Love Dom.
He's really
Nomchev,
intense. He's really intense.
Together,
yeah, he's really intense.
Yeah, he is.
And what's your guy's name? Jake Chomp?
Jake Nomchev. Yeah, Chomp.
Jake Nomchev.
Yeah. Let's see. Dude, my phone's about to die.
And tell me about him. I haven't seen this dude. That's another Jake. So there's Jake Locker, Jake Foster, and Jake Chomp.
There's 3 Jakes, man. I gotta go plug my phone up. Hold on. I'll be
all right. And what is this dude pumped on you? Is he stoked? Do you think do you think this guy fronts on the other coaches? He's like, look what I've done with Austin Hatfield. Fuck you guys.
No, I don't think that at all.
Will anyone try to poach him? Because Roman and some of these other like Guy's gone to full-time influencer. Roman's about to go off to pasture. You're going to be like the new face of Mayhem. No one's trying to poach you.
No, I don't think so.
All right.
I gotta try to find a phone charger here somewhere. My phone's about to die.
Hiller, when Hiller was there, he said he was surprised how little other people worked out with Rich. He's like, man, what a fucking waste of a resource. Do you try to track him down and get with him?
Yeah, I'd say here recently, I've done a couple workouts with Rich here and there. I just feel like, everybody's on their own schedule. So does it reach? Oh, it's close.
But doesn't it make sense to rub as much elbows with him as possible and get the mojo?
Oh yeah, absolutely. He found it. Hold on. We gotta get. Yeah, we're good. Yeah, we're solid. Let me turn it this way. Can you see me?
Yeah, you're good.
All right. Bet. You see? Oh, gosh. You see what I'm taking?
I'm trying not to.
Oh gosh, that's mean.
Wouldn't it be important to track his shit down and work out with him? Be like, okay, I'm going to get some workouts in. I want to get like a few training days. Like, why not even just pressure him? Be like, hey, Rich, can you give me a couple days and just hang with me?
Oh no, yeah. I think I got here Tuesday. I texted him Monday and I was like, hey, you want to do this workout? And we did this workout together. So I was definitely, trying to get some knowledge from him. He told me 1 or 2 things that might have helped me. I might listen to him. He might know what he's talking about.
Hey, Lockhart's pretty high on you. He was on the show. Do you like that, or is it too much pressure?
No, there's not too much pressure. Pressure makes diamonds. So,
when twice you've been asked about how you want to do at the games this year, and you said you just want to do better. I don't believe you. I think when I see that little smirk on your face, I think that you think you're going to win the games.
One day I think I'll win the games.
Yeah. But not this year.
I'm not going to say not this year, but I mean, I definitely, I'm new. So definitely have some things to improve on, some holes, not holes, but some things I need to get better at that would make, you know, the fittest on earth. And just going to keep working towards that goal.
Yeah. If you wouldn't have made it to the games last year, do you think you would have changed trajectories?
As in, like, what I'm doing now?
Yeah, like just, you know, stop pursuing CrossFit.
I think honestly, yeah, going into the 2024 season, you know, if I didn't make the games that year, probably wouldn't be in the position I am now.
You may have been like, hey, okay, I'm just going to work out, maybe train or do something else, but I'm not going to like.
Probably, yeah, probably would have went and got, you know, 9 to 5 or went and worked in the coal mines, went and, you know, started working instead of, you know, training.
Would your wife let you work or your girlfriend let you work in the coal mines?
Probably. She'd probably be mad, but oh well.
Austin, please walk out with an American flag today.
Okay. I'll do that for you.
Where are you going to get an American flag at?
Bro, we're at Mayhem, dude. They're all over the place.
They're everywhere.
They're everywhere.
All right. I think I've made it through. We talked about the run, swim, talked about the games, bow hunting, talked about your girlfriend,
Talk about your mom.
talked about my mom, talked about the NorCal Classic. You think you're going to go through the qualifier, which is crazy. Rabbit business is being slowly whittled down.
Yeah, you know, trying to focus more on CrossFit. So I think like CrossFit was always the end goal. So
Oh, here we go. Here's something. You sold cars. I cannot picture you selling cars.
straight out of high school. Just school wasn't for me, man. I just didn't want to go to college. Just wanted to go work. So I was, you know, wheeling and dealing cars, doing some lawn care here and there, just trying to make some extra money.
You had the personality for that? Like, people would walk onto the lot and you'd walk up with like your suit and just be like, "Hi, can I help you?"
We had more of like a golf casual attire, so like we weren't suited up. We would, you know, just look like we were going to play golf. But yeah, I just walk up, you know, try to wheel and deal.
God, I just can't see that. And what was the most expensive car you sold? You ever sell anything for like 50 grand?
Yeah, I worked at Ford dealership, so I sold a couple new. At the time, would have been like 2019, brand new truck.
F-150.
F-150.
And did you get, when you worked there, did you get a truck on discount?
No,
No.
they weren't that nice to me.
How many cars do you think you sold? You think you sold more than a dozen?
I only worked there probably for 7 months, but like I would say the first 3 to 4 months, I was more like, you know, behind the counter, learning all this stuff and whatnot. And I was only actually on the floor for probably 3-4 months. So I sold probably about 10.
And did you like it? Was it a high? Was it like getting a deer with a bow? You're like, fuck, just sold the F-150.
So like I got out, dude. I was like, one day I had this eye-opening thing. I was looking around. There's all these like old, overweight, like just grumpy dudes that are all divorced. And I was like, I don't want to be like this. I was like, I don't like this.
So your peer group, you didn't like your peer group?
No, I looked around and I was like, man, I don't like this at all. So
and they all took smoke breaks.
Yeah, I took smoke breaks. All drank way too much caffeine. They were all, you know, paying child support, and I was like, "This ain't for me, man."
Fico Gomez, what a name. 10 cars in 4 months. You made no money.
Not hardly.
Crazy. Wow. And was it a used car lot or new cars?
We had both. We had new and used.
Yeah.
I actually think you made more money off of used cars, like commission wise.
Yeah. God, that's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, I think I've uncovered surface level, everything there is to know about you, family, soccer. Oh, okay. When you grew up as a kid, I mean, I had this guess about you. My guess, and after talking to you, I'm a little concerned about making this guess. I'm guessing that your mattress was on the floor and you didn't have a bed frame.
No, I had a pretty good mattress. You guys, your mom, she liked the water bed. It was pretty comfortable.
You had a water bed?
Nah, I'm just kidding.
Oh, was your mattress on the floor or did you have a bed frame?
No, I had a bed frame.
Like one of those steel ones or like a nice like wooden one from IKEA?
No, it was like a wooden one that I made out of pallets and I stuck up on the ground.
Did you share a bedroom with your brothers?
I don't think so. I think we all had our own room.
Damn, you lived a really bougie West Virginia life.
Bouge.
Yeah. Dad was a gardener. Brother was a coal miner. You're a rabbit farmer. God, that's some solid shit.
It's a wild environment to be in.
Yeah, what a West Virginia landscaper? What do you do? Just pour gasoline on someone's front yard and light it on fire? All right, $79.95.
Whatever, triple whatever the gas price is.
Just burn down the front yard. All right, Mr. Hatfield, you are a huge favorite. I can't thank you enough for being in the space, working hard, being you. You're cool as shit. Great role model. You got God and girlfriend and Rich Froning and
Not
you
too
don't
bad.
need, and you don't like, and you only want to kill deer with your bare hands.
Yeah, I kind of just want to jump out of a helicopter and tackle an elk.
Yeah. If anyone could do it, it's you, dude.
Something cool like that.
Sorry, thank you. Yes, look, we're hairless.
Yeah, definitely a hairless mole rat.
Hey, do they have hairless rabbits? You know how they have hairless dogs and hairless cats? Is there a hairless rabbit?
That would probably be terrifying if they had a hairless rabbit.
All the hairless animals except men are terrifying.
Yeah, that is true. Like the hairless monkeys, dude. Those are crazy.
Oh, I haven't seen that. Is that real?
Yeah, dude. Like the hairless apes, dude, they're freaking jacked. They pretty much look like Rich.
Did you does Rich wax? How is Rich so hairless? Is he just hairless?
I don't know. I'll ask him later.
Okay. Hey, did you? I had a show with a flat earther on the other day. Did you by any chance see that?
No, I didn't see no flat earther.
And he thought that Pat Tillman and Josh Bridges were the same guy. I don't know if you might be too young to know who Pat Tillman is.
Those aren't the same guys?
No, I don't know. I don't think so. I've been around Josh a long time. I never got any Pat Tillman vibes.
I've been walking around with Ortega, and everybody said that we look alike.
That you guys are brothers?
Yeah, we might be brothers.
All right, dude. You the man. Thanks for coming on. We'll all be watching. So that's in 3 hours and 36 minutes.
Yeah, it's about go time.
All right, dude. Thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate you doing this right before the big event.
Thank you for having me.
Okay. Thanks, Ortega.
Yeah, brother.
Bye, guys. Austin Hatfield. Is he going to do it? Is he going to win it? Oh, I wish Caleb was here to do a poll. If you live in West Virginia, the earth obviously isn't flat. There's freaking mountains everywhere. Okay. I hope, is that a joke? Austin is real American steel. Where is Sevi? I'm in the kitchen somewhere. End the show. No, not yet. I will be back in how many seconds? I need more of these Two Brain Business affiliate commercials. What is this? We'll do our own little open announcement here. Here we go.
¿Qué está pasando, coños calientes? Mi nombre es Jordan y estoy solicitando el anuncio 25.1. Entremos en el entrenamiento. El entrenamiento es 16236. Fumarás un cigarrillo. Beber 6 cervezas. Terminar. 2 perras malas. Y completar 36. Doble unders. ¿Crees que eso es todo? Descansarás durante 4 minutos. Y hacerlo de nuevo. No hay límite de tiempo. Lo harás. Íntegro. Este entrenamiento. Esto es 25.1 y este es el 2025. Temporada de CrossFit Games.
Bam, we're live. Okay, I called Dale King about the cinnamon Matuthian. How fun is the world right now? If you follow current events, man, this is the time to be alive. Right. Maybe I am done. You just want to talk about DEI, school shooters, Charlemagne the tranny. Oh, here, this is cool. I like this. This is cool. This is some. Oh shit! I can't even get into my Instagram account from this computer. I heard that. Yeah. What is my pass? I don't even know my new password for my Instagram. It's going to be a good show today. I hope the workout's short. I bet it is. You guys think it's sub 10? Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Sign up for Instagram. Oh no, log in. Oh, here it is. Did you guys hear this? Sabir made a this is a pretty cool rap.
Feel scared. We are figuratively here to kill Taylor, so hold back your tears. Internet was trash when first caller showed up. He looks like Chase and Tanner Shock. This Jonathan Ortega look-alike finished the first round of bike. They cut him mid-workout to bring Ranger panties out. I hope James Sprague didn't get pregnant because Taylor's hip extensions were so apparent. Taylor got 54 and Hopper won with 67. But of course, John Young off camera got 111.
Solid, right? I love it. Fuck. Sabir's the man. 1999. No, I refuse. Why does he sound like a 7-Eleven cashier? Oh man, if you're gonna make fun of him, at least tell a joke. He's from Trinidad, Tobago, Trinidad. I don't even know if he gets that joke. Parents' rights, culture wars, income by ethnicity. I don't really want to talk about any of this. Joy Reid gone from MSNBC. Atlanta. You guys want to see what's going on at Spirit Airlines? Have you guys seen the fucking chaos at Spirit Airlines in Atlanta? Last week I saw 2 fights on the internet at Spirit Airlines. Crazy. I didn't even know there was a Spirit Airlines. What is that? That's like the I thought Southwest was as ghetto as it gets. They got a even a more ghetto airline than Southwest. God, there's so many great stories. There's so Germany's falling apart, crime in California. I don't know. Hatfield put me in a good mood. I don't know if I want to like go down the world of chaos. Did you see finally? Remember when we reported that show where the chief of the fire department for LA had been fired, and then everyone's like, "No, it's a fake story." Well, she was fired, by the way. Last week, the Los Angeles Fire Department, Crowley, was fired, and then their captain was stabbed to death. It's just a crazy world we live in. Oh, it sounds like the keyboard and the weights might be here. Let me okay. Okay. All right. Oh, who's pregnant? Oh shit. Someone is sending me a CrossFit Games athlete who just got a new set of tits, or they're guessing is pregnant. Let's see what's going on here. It's weird. My computer won't say signed into Instagram on this. I'm in LA. I'm in Los Angeles for anyone who's wondering. I'm in Newport Beach. Temporarily. Resend the security code. God, you guys are fun to hang out with. Oh, is this it? Instagram code 820. Let me see if this is a games athlete. Someone sent this to me and said her hammers got big. Let me see if I'll be the judge of that. How can you even tell from these pictures? I don't know. I can't tell. I don't want to break any news about a new set of hammers if it's not true. You know what I mean? No, I'm not going to show you. Look, you already wanted the show to be over. I don't. Hey, listen. You know I don't do false news on this show. All right. You know what I think is going to happen is later on today. So CrossFit Games will go live at noon. YouTube CrossFit Games. Let's see if they have it scheduled yet. CrossFit Games YouTube. Okay, it looks like there's 806 people waiting already. Holy cow, that's huge. And it'll be live in 3 hours. So what time is that? 3 hours and 26 minutes. It'll be live. I'm hearing you might want to go over to the stream a little early, like a half hour early. I think they're going to have some hype shit that starts rolling on this channel a little early. So probably smart. I'll probably go over there a half hour early and fire it up. They'll do a pre-roll. Damn, Austin looks good in that picture. They all look good in that picture. Austin, Haley, and Roman look great. It's a great thumbnail. Notifications on. Oh, and the chat's going crazy over there too. Okay. So these guys are gonna go, and then so there'll be a 30-minute pre-roll, I think, and then these guys will go, and I think it's gonna be a pretty quick show. I'm hearing that the show is gonna be like 30 minutes long. So then they'll be, if it is 30 minutes long, then they'll be off at 3:30 Pacific Standard Time. No, sorry, 12:30 Pacific Standard Time. They'll be off at. Sorry, guys. At 11:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, you should probably head over there. They'll start hyping it up. They'll have a pre-roll, and then at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, the show will start. You have to assume they're going to utilize Rich. We'll get to see Rich and the gang. Then these cats will throw down, and then as soon as this thing's over, if you come back here, we're going to see Taylor go, and I'm not sure if we're going to see Bryson go. And I did talk to Taylor this morning, and he's really fired up. He says he's going to go to the darkest place of darkest places. So that's going to be absolutely awesome to watch. He never, ever has let us down. So if you want to see what's humanly possible, after seeing these guys do it. Come back over here. It'll be a Shut Up and Scribble show. And then JR and I will be on with them. I'm going to try to drag Hiller on. I'm not sure if we'll have John Young. Who else we'll have? Tyler. I'm not sure who. But then we'll watch them do it. And then we'll have a show. We'll talk about, the workout. It'll be fun. Kristen Kettler, let's see. I started the Chosen episode 1 when Jesus redeems Mary. Crazy goosebumps. Yeah, it's a great show. You know what I saw? I saw the other day that 600 million people have downloaded that show already. Is that even possible? Or no, seeing that show. I didn't even know Amazon had 600 million members. Or maybe it's like about 100 million members and 10 people watched it in the family at a time. I don't know. But I heard that number the other day. Someone's like interviewing the guy and they're like, why do you think it's so popular? Well, dude, it's a story of the most popular book ever written. Why the fuck do you think it's so popular? And if you believe that shit, you get to go to heaven afterwards, after you die. Oh, it's not only on Amazon? Is not? Oh, you can watch it for free on their own app. Oh, I had no idea. Also, Saturday, I think it's Saturday. Saturday, March 1st at 1 in the morning. So it's really Sunday at 1 in the morning, March 2nd. We'll premiere our base show. That's the Sevon podcast in Europe with a European host, Jake Chapman. Time to start cultivating the European community. All I do is make fun of them over there. So we found the fucking manliest dude we could find, Jake Chapman. Beautiful, buff, smart, witty. He's got kids, the whole shebang. Yeah, Jake Chapman. Yeah, Jake Chapman. I only see 1 a.m. when I pee in the middle of the night. Understood. That's a little early for a get up. So that's cool. And then, of course, Kill Taylor will be Saturday morning at 8 a.m. You don't want to miss that. All right. Has base aired yet? No, soon. Like I said, 1 a.m. If on March 1st you're up late and you're driving somewhere and it clicks over to March 2nd, turn on the Sevon podcast. See how they do it in Europe. It'll be the gay version of the Sevon podcast. I'm excited. I'm very, very excited. All right. Anyone want to hear any stories, or should we just cut it? You guys want to hear any stories? Want to talk about Trump? Want to talk about LA? You want to talk about the fat D head of DEI at Delta Airlines? Kill Taylor this week is $500. You want to see a bunch of self-righteous white people that want to enslave black people? Okay, I'll give you one little bit here. Here we go. This is fun. Here we go.
On this line, we were instructed that allies could come and stand on this line to remind other white people that this is a space for black people.
Black spaces are important and that they should be enjoyed by black people, for black people. And that's not our job to be interested in there. That's not our space. Our space is to help hold the line.
We're here to stand as a physical monument in order to represent the idea that it should be safe. We're on this line.
These are... You can't even make this shit up. These are white people who've created an area for black people, like prison. Like, hey, black people, get in there and we'll stand guard. But somehow it's supposed to be flattering. This is your space. Get in there. Who parented these people? What happens when these people wake up? Are they like, oh shit? The more stupid it gets, the better off we all are. I agree. All right. Love you guys. I'll leave it at that. I'll see you guys in a couple hours. Enjoy. Bye-bye.